Insights of All Trades podcast.
Do you feel like you've changed as a person since you joined the Marines?
So I so I had a pretty big ego beforehand before going into the military. I'll admit it, like my ego was through the roof. I thought I was this badass dude, just like on top of the world. I could do a squat and bench a bunch of weight. I just thought I thought I was a badass. And then, you actually go and like you realize you aren't shit. Like truly, you aren't like they just destroy you. Like that's what they take away from you at boot camp. They destroy your ego and just like they make you realize that like in comparison to everything you truly aren't shit. So but like and with that though, they take that away, but building you back up, I feel like it has brought me so much more confidence. Like truly, like I used to get so like nervous and anxious talking to these pretty girls, right? But like now it's like I don't give a shit. How it's like I really don't. I haven't met a famous person, but I feel like if I met a famous person, I wouldn't be like, yeah, autograph, I'm so like, it's truly just something that it's so much less of a deal. Like it's not as important anymore. Like for situations like that, like the confidence has gone up tenfold. My like put in stressful situations, they do such a good job at boot camp teaching you how to deal with stressful situations. And that's something I've taken out from the Marine Corps is that just to stay calm and get it done to the best of your ability. And if you do the best you can, and if you fail, what the hell else could you have done about it? Like, it's just get over it, move on, keep pushing forward. So
It sounds to me like you guys do a lot of mental workouts.
yeah.
In
Absolutely.
relation to, I mean, it's a lot of physical, but the mental sounds like the main
it's definitely
thing.
more mental than fit. Like there's some things that I had a big like that just the big things that pretty much destroyed me as a person in boot camp was we have to do the gas chamber, and that was I still have nightmares about that. That was truly a moment for me. So you stand out of this place, and I was one of the last groups to go, so I was standing at attention for like an hour and a half, 2 hours out there watching my fellow recruits go into this gas chamber, and you would see them about 20 minutes later run out, just puking and just mucus running down their face like they're dying, and I was nervous as hell going into it, and rightfully so. I went into it, and that was that. So you can't die in it, but in my mind, that was one of the few times in my life where I actually thought to myself, "Holy shit, I could actually die here," because you go in with a gas mask, right? But you purposely break that seal to bring in all that gas, right? You put your fingers right here and you break it, and you have to breathe in and open your eyes, and this just sucks into your body, and it is one of the most horrific feelings ever in the world. Like I just can't even describe it. You truly feel like you're going to die, but I didn't, and with that, overcoming that, it has made me like that. Talk about a stressful situation. Like I don't think many people like they feel like they say, oh, I felt like I was gonna die, and I've had situations before, but like going into the gas chamber, that was the first true moment that I actually thought I was going to die.
What's going through your head when this is happening?
Honestly, just try just the whole thing as I was sucking in that gas was just breathe, just get in as much oxygen as you can, and it was hard because the more you breathe in, it's gas, it's gas,
yeah.
and
Man.
oh, that was that, and then they have you doing jumping jacks, and they have you doing exercise, and you're just you can't breathe
In the gas chamber.
Yeah, in the gas chamber. Yeah.
Do they tell you why they're doing this to you, or is it just you're supposed to just
So
get through it?
so you have to I have to do it again in about a month because you have to do a yearly qualify. You have to qualify yearly because if you're put into a real situation, they want you to be ready for it, to put on that gas mask and just zip it up.
And what if something happens? What if you pass out, or if you say, "No, man, I'm not going in there."
Then you get kicked out.
Jeez.
Yeah. We had two guys. I remember seeing that they refused to go into the gas chamber, and they got sent home. They got kicked out of basic training. So yeah, there's nothing you can do. You just have to do it. It sucks, right? But another thing I've learned is that if you're gonna do it, just stop bitching and bullshit and just go and do it. and just try your best, really.
From the outside looking in, doing things like that, it seems like it made at least the people in the military I know, like you, it kind of cultivates this mentality where when you're in a stressful situation, you guys are like, relax, look around, make a decision.
Right. And that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Like, imagine being put in a real life combat situation. Like, you can't be lollygagging around. Like you have to make a decision of what to do, and you have to do it to the best of your ability. And if you haven't had any prior training, you're going to die. Like, that's just that's how simple it is if you really think about it. So what they do teach you really comes down to being put in a combat situation. Like, if we go to war at any time, like a majority of people are going to be put into combat, and they need to know what to do or else they're going to die. So they are doing it for us. Yeah. So we know, so we're in a better situation whenever the time comes.
And of course, way down the road when the consequences aren't as big, like say, for example, if you were to take over your dad's business, I feel like that has to transcend military thing.
Right.
And when you're dealing with what a lot of other people would be like, oh, this is a stressful business situation, whatever it is, like fill in the blank, you'll have that already. I don't know. You will have nurtured that mentality to relax, look around, make a decision. Yeah. When people of like me or other civilians would be freaking out over simpler things.
Right. Yeah. Like it definitely goes into the civilian world because like you're not going to be put in a situation that stressful in the civilian world, like. Saying my father's business, like a dump truck breaks down, I'm not gonna be freaking out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I did
shouldn't.
before. Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, I think, well, from what I've seen, like I don't want to get into the whole thing, but it just seems like society nowadays, like just everyone just finds something to bitch about and to stress out over when you really don't need to. Like it's just, I mean, and I don't blame them because I used to do the same thing before I went through everything. So it's really not for them to blame. I mean, they're just doing what everyone else is doing, just moaning and bitching about everything they can, and they think that's going to help them out. I used to do that too, but it's really not. So I wish more people would learn that, truly. Yeah.